Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today we're diving into Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 14, the grand finale titled Life is a Promise. With heavy heart, we bid farewell to the Dutton family, their land, and their legacy. From final moments of grief to intense revenge, this episode delivers emotional highs, powerful symbolism, and a fitting closure to this epic saga. So grab your cowboy hat, sit back, and let's giddy up. As the finale begins, Mo leads a group of men on horseback, sabotaging market equities expansion by dumping pipes into a lake. This act of resistance is more than just about blocking corporate greed, it's a visual representation of the show's ongoing battle to protect the land from outside forces. The symbolism behind this revenge is echoing the Duttons' mission to defend their land, a theme that's been central throughout the entire series, which is now being protected by the Native Americans in their plan with Kayce. Back at the ranch, the crew shares some final lighthearted moments, like poking fun at Jake's influencer ambition at truck stops. But the real emotional weight comes with Beth revealing that she's bought 70,000 acres of land. She envisions a simpler life with Rip and Carter, far away from the noise, the chaos, the tourists. But she'll have her own bar that Rip will build her, of course. Beth also gets emotional once she receives a call that her father's body is ready for burial. She arranges a private ceremony with only the people who mattered most to John Dutton, the immediate family, the ranch crew, Linnell, and this underscores the deep personal loss. Beth delivers a raw, emotional monologue at the barn before the funeral, reflecting on her father's legacy, everything that he meant to her and everyone at Yellowstone. Except it's at the graveyard where she promises to exact vengeance for his death. Some of the other members deliver some heartfelt messages like Kayce, his son, Linnell, Chief Rainwater. But for me, it was Rip's delivery that seemed important. Rip, the ever-loyal protector, tells the priest to take a hike and takes it upon himself to lower the casket and shovel the dirt. It's really a powerful gesture of love and respect he had for John Dutton, especially what he says about taking care of Beth and being a loving husband. We've never really seen Rip get this emotional on the entirety of the show, even when it comes to the conversations he's had between him and Beth. Kayce has to sit down and offers Chief Rainwater all the land for $1.25 an acre, with the only exception and conditions to preserve the east land that he now owns and prevent the ranch from ever being developed. And this deal marks the end of the Duttons' long battle to protect their home, going back to 1883. The symbolic blood exchange between Kayce and Chief Rainwater seals their brotherhood and commitment to the land's preservation. It is really a powerful moment of unity between these two men. To top it all off, Mo adds a heartfelt layer to this moment, reflecting the deep connection between the land and those who have fought to protect it. Once the deal has been done and signed and the funeral has taken place, we see Kayce with his son Tate start this new beginning at a cattle auction. And Kayce is finally free from the emotional weight of his past, his vision, and eventually he teaches Tate how to manage the herd, which is another symbolic passing down from the Dutton legacy from father to son. And Monica's joy in seeing their new life come together is a quiet but hopeful moment, showing that after all the chaos, they're finally building a peaceful future, one that she's dreamt of. And as they're on looking the land with Mo, we see a wolf digging its den near their new home, and this is a multi-layered symbolism with freedom, renewal, connection to the land itself, protection for Monica's chickens eventually, and healing, especially for Kayce. After the funeral, Beth is determined to fulfill her promise to her father. She arms herself with a knife and some bear repellent, and she sets out for vengeance. And it takes a few minutes, but Rip finally figures out exactly what she's about to do and tells Lord to hop in his truck. Rip races after her, but Beth is relentless, doesn't answer his calls at first, and her anger and grief drive her to make good on her father's last wishes. And there's a somewhat but funny moment where Rip yells at her while they're both driving, and Beth forgives him given the situation, but warns him not to do it again. Meanwhile, Jamie holds a press conference trying to paint himself as the new leader of Montana, one that the news reciprocates that is needed and that he feels quite good about. But we know the truth. He's the one who is ultimately responsible for the betrayal of the Dutton family. And once inside, Beth finally confronts Jamie in his own home, and what follows is a pretty brutal fight. Beth, armed with a tire iron and bear spray, she unleashes years of anger upon Jamie. And really, as the fight progressed, Jamie kind of has the upper hand in the fight and starts to choke Beth at the end. But luckily, Rip comes in and saves the day, though we knew it would happen because of Rip following her and chasing out to Beth. And plus, I don't think the show would ever let Beth die at the hands of Jamie either. In a final act of vengeance, as Rip holds Jamie, Jamie, Beth plunges the knife into Jamie's gut, reminding him that this is the last thing he's going to see as his last breath fades. And she fulfills her promise to her father. Beth and Rip cover up Jamie's death as Rip takes Jamie's body to the train station with Lloyd's help. And this is the Duttons' code of justice, an eye for an eye. It's fulfilled, but it's also a reminder of the cycles of violence that have defined their family for generations. Beth orchestrates a very clever and convincing story to the police and Detective Dillard, pinning everything on Jamie, giving him places to look for the hints, the clues, and Sarah Atwood and market equities. As we continue to see new life and new challenges, Tear's time in Texas brings some lighter moments, as she gets reamed by Travis for talking like a hillbilly. After he paid her $100 to learn how to speak proper English, she still gets made fun of, along with poor Jimmy, of course. This humorous subplot offers a brief break from the heavy emotions of the finale, and potentially gives us an idea of what might come in a future spin-off. Ryan also connects with an old flame, a hot country singer, giving us a glimpse of life outside the Dutton legacy. It's a small but meaningful moment, showing that even after everything, there are still opportunities for new beginnings. As Rip stands at the empty ranch, Beth and Kayce standing in their old empty house, they reflect on the Dutton legacy. Both the quiet ranch and the house symbolizes the passing of an era, sadly. Beth's anger and Rip's protective instincts both fuel their actions, pushing the story toward a powerful conclusion. As the finale closes, Rip and Carter are both seen by Beth tending to their herd on their new land. While the Dutton family's story is over, the legacy lives on in both the land they've protected and in the characters who remain. Elsa Dutton from 1883's final narration ties everything together, linking the past with the future and leaving us with the sense that the Dutton story is never truly finished. The land endures, and with it, the promise of the Duttons' legacy continues in new ways. That'll do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and the finale itself. I'll leave you with a couple quick questions. What did you think of the series finale? Are you looking forward to the potential spin-offs circulating with Rip and Beth, or down in Texas with the 4 Sixes? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time on The Plot Strikes Back. Cheers.